Greetings, fam. Of course, you all know who this is. It's your host with the most. It's time for what? Wind Down Wednesday. Therapy with a sip, grown folks conversation. Listen, I have an amazing wine for you guys tonight. And of course, for my sippers, y'all know that's 1738. Okay? So that we can have an amazing time. So y'all know what we do. Do what? When you come in, hit that share button. Okay? Because what? Sharing is what? Caring. And that's what I'm about to do. I'm about to hit that share button. Okay? Also, note that we are streaming live to YouTube. Yes. So let's get into this. Let's hit that share button. Today, of course, is Wednesday. We also call it what? Hump Day. Right? So, for me, again, it's always a day of meditation for me. Yes. It's always a day of meditation for me. So that, of course, when we come live, we'll have food on the table for you guys. Right? Yeah. Tonight's topic is going to be really, really, really good tonight. I think you all should enjoy it. We're going to be talking about what is love. And I know it. Hey, greetings, Alfie. I know you guys think, well, we're going to be talking about love, but let me share something with you. Love is deep. And if you know what it is, then you can operate with it. Okay? And we're going to be talking about love. So let me, Jackie Williams, welcome in. Gratitude. Thank you for stopping by. I'm your host with the most. I'm the one, the apostle, the prophet, the cosmic commander. And where are we? Wind Down Wednesday. Therapy with a sip, grown folks conversation. Okay? And we will get an opportunity to enjoy ourselves. Okay? And stick with me while I'm sharing. And as you all come in the room, please do this for you, for me, and for us. Share. Hit that share button. That's what I'm doing now. I'm hitting that share button. I had an amazing weekend, family. Queen Octavia's in the house. I had an amazing weekend. I was in the ATL. I was at a wellness retreat. I was one of the guest speakers. Shout out to Dr. Kalia in the ATL area. We had an amazing time this weekend. Did a seminar on Tai Chi. I don't know how many of you all know what Tai Chi is. But I did a seminar on that, and we did some other things there. An amazing time. Again, shout out to Dr. Clea, ATL. Also, I want to shout out none other than the songbird. That's right, the songbird, Kina. Today is her born day, her birthday, and they're out celebrating. So I'm going to miss them on the podcast tonight, but that's okay. It's cool. They'll be back next Wednesday. But I have an amazing wine that I'm going to introduce you all to. Greetings to you all on the YouTube page. I can't see you guys yet. But if you're here, come on in and let us know what's going on with you out there. Okay? Yes, indeed. Thank you all for tuning in. As we populate, hit that share button. Gratitude for you guys doing so. One Down Wednesday is always an amazing time. We get an opportunity to have a laid back, grown folk conversation that's very therapeutic. Also, when you come in the room, let us know where you're hailing from. But the conversation is laid back and it is very therapeutic, right? See if I can share this. Okay. Okay. All right. I see you guys are populating, which is great. So now, all we have to do is do what? Share. The teacher will appear, none other than the master teacher, the quantum shifter, the shape shifter, the code breaker. Gratitude, gratitude. So it's Wind Down Wednesday. Therapy with a sip. Grown folk conversation. I see you, JP, the Prince of Peace is in the house. Gratitude. Thank you all for joining us. So tonight's topic is, let me put that out there, and you all that are out there, my staff that is out there, please put it out there as well. We're going to be demonstrating with what is love. I thought that was a great question to put out there. What is love? And I think so often, I think our description of love leads us into certain situations where we mistake things in relationships, right? So we want to be careful with that. Right? So, grown folk know how to handle themselves, right? Grown folk know how to have those grown folk conversations, excuse me. Know how to have those grown folk conversations, right? Okay. So I'm going to do just a little bit more sharing, and we're going to go ahead and get into our conversation tonight. I'm sure others are going to join us here in a little bit. So how was you guys' day today? What's up with you guys? Shout out to Queen Basu. Queen Basu is going to be hosting an amazing event this summer in June called the Black Moses Freedom Festival. Yes, it is going to be off the chain. Shout out to her, Queen Basu, aka Ebony. She's out of the ATL as well. I'll be a part of that. And Beaufort, South Carolina, June. Yes, I'll be putting out more information on that. I see the priestess is in the house. Lavelle is in the house. Greetings, greetings, Queen. Yes. Is that Nartu? Nartu, greetings. Sorry if I'm misenunciating your name or to my head and not my heart. I apologize. But thank you. Thank you. Yes, mine's is off the chain. My Wednesdays are always off the chain. It's a great meditation time for me that I get prepared to come out and demonstrate with you guys. Okay? But we want to talk about love, and I think love is imperative at this particular time because I think some of the definitions that we're giving to love, I don't think it applies, right? Queen Octavia says, I think love is self-prescribed. It's a self-prescribed definition that fluctuates with the situation. Okay, so we get ready to get started in this already. Yeah, yes indeed. So, what is your take on that, Nartu? What is your take on that? What is your take on love? What is your take on what is love? And I think it's going to be an amazing conversation. Alfine says, what is love? It is an action for on different levels and situations. Okay, an action for on different levels and different situations. Okay, so I'm going to put a working definition out there for us. You all give me just a second. Let me type this up for you guys and put a working definition. I want you guys to take a look at this and then you tell me what you think. Alfine is on point. Queen Octavia is on point. Okay, here we go. Mm-hmm. Y'all take a look at that and tell me what you think. Okay. Hey, TD, that's 217 in the house. That's Springfield, Illinois. Great. Let me put this out here for you guys on YouTube as well. Um, a working definition for what is love. Let me put it out there for you guys. Okay. I'm going to put this on YouTube. You all have a little patience, right? And we can get to this. Take a look at it and tell me what you guys think. Okay. Okay, for you guys on YouTube, there we go. Let me know what you think about that, okay? All right. Queen Octavia agrees with Alphine. Okay. Okay. TD says it is not the same for everyone. Love has many different elements. I agree. I think we're all hitting on great points. So with that, as we've gotten the conversation started, let's go ahead on and break open our wine. I have a nice rose wine for you guys by Josh. This this is a nice wine. Can you see that? Josh, it's a rose wine for YouTube. Josh, a rose wine, and for Facebook. Josh, a rose wine. We're gonna pour up a bale. We're gonna have our toast, and we're gonna go ahead and get into this. Is that all right? Okay. A bale. There we go. I want to see if you guys can get me through a bale tonight. That would be fun. All right. Okay, who's gonna give the toast? Hey, TD, Terrence, you still in the house? Give us a toast real quick on the timeline, fam. This is how we do it. We toss it up like this. And please note that we do converse up and down the timeline. Also, our YouTube family, we do converse up and down the timeline. Okay? We use the talkback system. We talk to each other. We interact. Okay? This is a dialogue and not a monologue. Okay? This is the place where you can come and have safe conversation, grown folk conversation. It's low-key therapy with a sip. All right, fam? All right. TD, you still in the room? If you're still in the room, give us a toast. Okay. Okay, give us a toast. You got to give us a toast, though. Tell us a good toast. You know what I mean? All right. Give us a good toast. Excuse me, fam. Hey, Rosalind. Rosalind McLean is in the house. That's New York in the house, y'all. Yes, indeed. And again, like I always do, I'll plug you in if you hit me up. Here we go, right here. This her right here. She's right there on the timeline, y'all. An excellent, excellent author. She's authored 3 of these. And she also has a children book out. Also that it's going to be available to you. So, Rosalind, please put your information on the timeline for us, okay? All right. Shout out also, you all, to another supporter of ours, J Love. J Love also has a podcast called Turning a Moment into a Movement. And I will be with her next Friday, which would be the 14th, on her podcast. And we're going to have an amazing time. So I'm going to look to see you guys with your face in the place so that we can support her. She supports us, okay? All right. TD said, y'all, let's toast to love, life, and togetherness. Here we go. Facebook, YouTube, we're toasting. Yeah. We're toasting to love, life, and togetherness. Salute. Mmm. Mmm. That's a nice one, fam. And to my sippers, where y'all at? 1738. Y'all know what it is. Sippers. Salute. All right, all right. 217 in the house, Calvin Mason. We go a long way back. Bloodstone. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right, all right. So let's get back into this. So we've had some great comments out here. Let me go back up the timeline and just kind of look through them real quick. Again, Queen Octavia said, I think love is a self prescribed definition that fluctuates with the situation. Alphine says, what is love? It is an action for on different levels and situations. TD says, love has many different elements and it is not the same for everyone. And of course, I put a working definition out there for you guys. Love is an action expressed through emotions, acts of kindness, commitment, and selflessness. Okay? Okay. Okay. Queen Octavia agrees with TD. Thank you for putting that out there, Master Teacher. Lavelle says, absolutely, I agree. TD says, you know, yeah, okay. All right. Feeding says, toast to love for this therapy. Okay. Okay. Let's get that toast with Alphine. Alphine gave us a toast as well. Let's look at that toast, fam. Thank you for that toast, Alphine. Alphine said, toast to love for this therapy. Toast, fam. Toast. Salute. 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 To my sippers. All right. Thank you, thank you. Rosalind put her information out there, family. It's on the timeline, and I'll get to it in a moment. Again, shout out to the birthday girl. Kina Bina Thumbelina, the one that pointed the finger, the songbird, baby. Calvin says to him, love is simply a feeling. Okay, okay. TD says love has action, words, and feelings. Okay. And Lavelle says, I think love is when two people are together, showing respect with one another, or proximity with one another, or reproxy. Is that a misprint? Or repriority, or reprioritizing with one another? I'm not sure what you mean there. Queen Rosalind says, I wrote about the expression of love in my Ocean of Thoughts book, number 3. You can find my book on Amazon. Thank you, thank you. Shout out to you, Queen Rosalind, you all. I'm not sure. Queen Rosalind, do you have that on an Audible? Alphine is asking if it's on a Audible. Okay, I see you, Lavelle, reciprocity. Okay, yes, it's reciprocal. Yes, love should be reciprocal between persons. Now, when we get into love, all of us we're on the emotional element of things, or how we feel, or how love make us feel. But in essence, love is action. Okay? Love is action. However, what love does is use conduits. It uses other elements to express itself through. For example, let's say emotions. Love will express itself through emotions, right? But love is not emotion. It only expresses itself through that, because love is action. It is an action word, okay? So what it's going to do is express itself. Are you all listening? If you hear me and we're on the same page, Love is action. Put a one out there for me. If you're here and you'd like to participate in this, put a one out there. I beat you guys. So that we can all get on the same page. If you're out there on YouTube as well, get with me. Okay. So it's actions. Yes, Rosalind says it's on ebook as well. We're doing audiobooks soon. Okay. Great. Amazing. Gratitude for your support, Rosalind. And we support you back here in Wind Down Wednesday. Okay? But love needs certain elements for it to operate in action. Okay? Now, most of us, we think about emotions. Oh, it's dealing with emotions. Well, what are emotions? Because you have to look at what emotions really are. If you look at that E in emotion, guess what it stands for? I'll put it on the timeline for you. It stands for, I hate when they auto-correct, when that's not what you're asking them to do. It stands for, y'all see that? Okay. It stands for energy. When you look at emotions, when you look at the word emotions, it actually stands for energy, right? Okay. Now, emotion, and then when you look at the suffix on that, it's what? Motion, right? What is motion dealing with? Motion is really dealing with let me put it out here for you. Guess what it's dealing with? Look at that. Y'all see that? Isn't that something? Uh, please bear with me. I'm working with both. I'm working with YouTube as well as Facebook. Did y'all get a chance to see that? Look at what it's demonstrating with, what it's dealing with. When you're dealing with emotions, you're actually dealing with the energy of the brain or the impulse of the brain. And it is actually dealing with how fast the brain can move or how quickly can you think. That's what emotions are. Emotions are energy. Yes, emotions are energy. So this is why when you say something, you can't take it back because it's moving too fast. Because it's dealing with energy. Because E is equal to MC squared, dealing with the speed of light. So how fast a thing moves. So when you're projecting your thoughts and your feelings towards someone, it is dealing with the impulse of your brain. And I'm not trying to be deep. I'm just telling you, when we're dealing with emotions, it's not so much dealing with how we feel. It's dealing with how our brain is operating, right? Because our brain works on two principles, correct? Two principles. Do you all know what they are? I give you all an opportunity to put it on the timeline. If you know the two principles that your brain work on. Oh, it's Wind Down Wednesday, baby. Come on, and let's have some fun. It's Wind Down Wednesday. So there are two principles that your brain works on. How many of you all know what they are? I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to put it on the timeline real quickly, and then I will follow up behind you guys, or I will let you know who's correct. All right? So as we're doing that, how about a toast? We go. How about a toast? Salute. To my sippers. Yes, TD says speed of light is 860 miles per hour. That's moving, isn't it? The Prince of Peace, JP, says chemical and electrical. The Master Teacher says electrical and chemical principles. And that is absolutely categorically correct. They're working on, your brain is working on those principles, right? So there's energy at work, and then there's a chemical process that's at work. All right? So now, when that chemical process is at work, it's causing our brain to cause our system to secrete some chemicals, right? One of those chemicals are endorphins. Endorphins are natural painkillers. They make you feel high, make you feel good. For example, if you stomp your toe, you be like, oh man, damn. And I stomp my toe, but then all of a sudden the pain goes away. The reason why the pain went away is because your brain responded and sent endorphins to that particular area so that it calms it down and numbs it. So we call those endorphins. That's one of the things that your emotions or your energy or the impulse of your brain causes to happen within your framework. Okay? So it's very important to understand that when we're talking about love. Listen to me, remember, we're talking about love, but we're talking about how the brain operates. So the next chemical that it will secrete for us is, we call it oxytocin. Not oxycontin. That's a pharmaceutical pseudo drug or synthetic drug. But oxytocin is a chemical that we secrete in our body or in our framework that we call the love drug. That's that bonding drug. That's that drug that make you feel good. That's that drug that makes you want to hold hands. That's that drug that make you want to kiss and fondle and play around. That's oxytocin. So our brain secretes that. And so what we equate that with is, oh, I'm in love. But no, what happened was your brain caused your system secrete oxytocin. Oxytocin is a chemical that we use for bonding. For example, have you ever noticed young people when they first fall in love, how they are? You can't break them apart. You would tell them not to see each other. They'll still sneak off and see each other. You know why? Because they're experiencing the highest high that they can get chemically within their framework or within their system. We call it oxytocin. And then there's some other chemicals that we secrete also, serotonin. Our body is a complete makeup of whatever we need to be able to do whatever it is that we do. So when we say that, okay, well, you can fall in love with whoever you want to fall in love with, that's not falling in love. That is that you're bonding with that particular person because you may have had a certain kind of interaction with them that caused you to secrete chemicals. One of the things that we don't teach is how to be in control and authority of how our system works, right? Because we can be tricked to secrete oxytocin, and we're not in love at all. But what happened was we encountered a situation that caused us to secrete oxytocin, and we bonded with that person. Okay? Let me get to you guys. I know I'm doing a lot of talking, but this is about you all. Okay. All right. Queen Octavia says, would domestic violence be considered a chemical imbalance when the victim claims to be in love with the abuser? Yeah, it's more than just a chemical imbalance. What you're going to get into is a term that we use in psychology called the Stockholm syndrome. The Stockholm syndrome is when you fall in love with your abuser or who is oppressing you. It is a confusion in the mind that causes you to create an attachment to the one that's abusing you. It's called the Stockholm syndrome. You can look that up. I'm pretty sure a master teacher will probably put that out there for you all if you have access to it. But it's called the Stockholm syndrome. And there are people that are affected by that, but they don't know it, right? Because most information is hidden. Because we don't have access to channels like this. We don't have access to grown folk conversations like this where we can have safe conversation. Because note now, if anyone come in here with that foolishness, y'all know what we do. We put them out of here, right? Okay. So this is a safe space. But that would be more, Queen Octavia, of what we refer to as the Stockholm syndrome. Yeah. Yeah. Again, yeah, because you can be tricked into feeling a certain way, and it'll cause you to secrete that particular chemical that automatically does what it's designed to do without you trying to project it. So if someone is skilled at accessing that, they can cause you to secrete that and bring you into a relationship with them. And it'd be abusive, it could be off-center, it could be a number of things. But because they're skilled at what they're doing, they can trick you. And oftentimes we're tricked into relationships and don't even know that we've been tricked or fooled or bamboozled or hoodwinked into doing what it is that we're doing. All right? Yes, of course. Priestess Lavelle, bonding. Alfred says, great feeling for young or old. Yes, it is. Yes. To Priestess Lavelle point, Queen Octavia says, isn't it the best thing, bonding? Yes. Calvin says, falling in love. Bonding is powerful because there's an ingredient that's needed for bonding. And how many of you all know what that ingredient is? If you know what it is, put it on the timeline. I give you guys an opportunity and time to put it on the timeline. No, we're not in class. We're just having low-key therapy with a sip because what? This grown folk conversation, baby. And with that, y'all, I say salute. I'm trying to get through a bell. Yes. Yes, indeed, fam. To my sippers. Shout out to the sponsors for Wind Down Wednesday podcast tonight. None other than the Prince of Peace, Queen Octavia, the master teacher, the quantum shifter, the shape shifter, the code breaker. Also, shout out to my son. You all got an opportunity to meet him last Wednesday. Shout out to Eurimia for sponsoring the sip on tonight. Eurimia, shout out to you. Shout out also to none other than T. Swin. Men Can't Always Be Wrong podcast. And also to Rosalind, McLean. Thank you all for sponsoring tonight's podcast. So, this is where we take the break, family. Here's what I need you all to do. We're upgrading here to be able to bring you greater content. I am a content creator. I'm asking you to take the opportunity to donate. I'm not begging, just simply asking, can you please donate? My staff and myself, we're going to put the information out there for you to be able to donate. Donate so that we can shout you out. And if you do donate, please put it on the timeline so that we don't miss you. Okay? So, here's the information for donations. Okay? So the information should be out there. Likewise, let me put it out here on YouTube for donations. Right? For donations. Everybody good? Y'all good? Everybody all right out there? Yeah. Okay. Now, so with that, y'all, gratitude, the master teacher, the quantum shifter, the shape shifter, the code breaker for your donation. Y'all, I'm gonna get through a bell. Look at this. Salute. While you all looking at that, taking a moment, listen, if you can, we're not asking you to break the bank. We're asking you to support us. This is Wind Down Wednesday. I am a content creator. Okay? You all will see the upgrades. We're going to upgrade. You all will see, watch. You're going to say, okay, he's true to point. Or they are true to point. Okay? Here we go. I'm going to knock this back and put me a bell up. Mm-hmm. Oh, look at there, y'all. All right, to my sippers. I can't knock this one back yet. This is 1738. All right, fam. Let me pull up another bell. You guys are tearing that timeline up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Okay. Okay. Let me look on the timeline. To your point, Alphine, Queen Octavia says, yes, indeed. Calvin says, falling in feelings, okay. One thing about our feelings are they can be very deceiving. TD says, Terrence says, in another example of my actions for my love for Regina, I turn the car around every day so she doesn't have to back out of the garage and warm it up on these cold ass mornings. Yeah, boy, cause you is in Illinois, one of them Illinois boys. it's it's up on these cold ass mornings after making her coffee, so she only has to think about what she needs to do at work. I could just stay in bed and do none of that. I agree with you. That's action. That's action. Yes, indeed. Yes, to your point, um, Priestess Lavelle, our thing says, yes, it's only for a moment. TD says, action speaks louder than, say it again, for those in the back, put it back on the timeline again, TD. Action speaks louder than words. All right, all right, all right. And to your point, TD, Queen Octavia agrees with you in another example of my actions for my love. She's in agreement with you. She says, absolutely. Queen Octavia said, no fools on here. I feel you, Queen. For real, for real. Yeah. Priestess Lavelle says, wind down Wednesday, baby. Grown folks. Thank you. The master teacher, the quantum shifter, the shape shifter, the code breaker, baby. He put it out there for us. Listen to what he said. He said, Stockholm Syndrome is a psychological response to captivity or abuse that causes victims to develop positive feelings toward their captors or abusers. Let me turn our sound down just a little bit, fam, because it's working. Okay. All right. Let me start this over because this is very important because Octavia made a statement earlier. She was asking a question earlier, correct? And here's the answer to that particular question because it's very important to understand, to understand, to overstand, to surround stand. Okay. Stockholm Syndrome is a psychological response to captivity or abuse that causes victims to develop positive feelings toward their captive or abusers. It is a coping mechanism that can occur in situations like hostage situations, domestic violence, which is what Queen Octavia was asking about, and child abuse. And he cited where that came from. Now, so look at this. This is important. So when people are saying, I'm in love, I love you, that doesn't have anything to do with love. Love is just the action. And love uses other elements in which to express itself, right? So are you saying that you're abusing me and I love you? No, that's called Stockholm Syndrome. Okay? So let us be clear on that when we start to talk about love. Now, interesting point to raise here. How can you love your oppressor without having Stockholm Syndrome? How can I, in all good faith, knowing that my European counterpart for educational purposes only has oppressed me, has abused me, has taken sexual advantage of my grandparents, my ancestors, my mothers, have committed unaliving babies out of their womb by cutting it open, by unaliving children, by feeding them to alligators for educational purposes only. So, in all honesty, in good faith, how can I, without not having Stockholm Syndrome, say that I'm in love with you and I love you? Oh, come on. Wind down Wednesday, baby. Therapy with a sip, grown folk conversation. I am your host with the most, the one, the apostle, the prophet, the cosmic commander. So psychologically, there has to be something wrong with me if I can say I'm in love with how you abused me, what you've done to me, and you haven't done anything to rectify that. You haven't given reparations. You haven't given an apology. You haven't said that, hey, you know what? We were wrong for doing that. You haven't done that yet. So that means that for me to enter into any kind of relationship with you based upon me saying I love you and I'm sexually attracted to you, right? For educational purposes only, there has to be something psychologically wrong with me. Whether we are willing to admit that or not, that's on you. So you'll get a number of people saying, well, you can love whoever you want to love. Love doesn't have anything to do with how you feel. Love is an action that uses those as conduits. So that means that there are times that those elements are used to deceive and to trick. Oh, it's wind down Wednesday, baby. Therapy would have said. Let me get to the timeline. Oh, yeah. It's wind down Wednesday. I'm going to get some wine in me. I might say some other things. Yes, thank you. Queen Octavia says thank you. I thought there may have been a correlation. Yes, it is. FAFO is the ingredient. Okay, okay. Queen Alfine says, salute. Um, yes, to that question that I posed earlier, affection. Yes. Queen Octavia said, consider the bell done. TD says, I can't tell, laugh out loud. And Queen Octavia said, that's my rim man. Yeah, that's rim man, for sure. Hey, you're right, Princess Lavelle. Affection and compassionate feelings. Yes, yes. The ingredient need for bonding is affection. Yeah. Oh, y'all own it. And then Queen Octavia, you on it too. Authenticity. Yes, indeed. Y'all popping corn tonight. Let me check our donations, family. Okay. 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 Thank you, TD. Terrence Davis, 217. Thank you for your donation. Y'all still have time. Hit that donation button. Hit that PayPal. It's out there too. Uh-oh, look at her, y'all. She done brought her little tail up in here. Hey, Queen Octavia, look who just showed up. You know it already. Hola. ¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo está usted? That's Queen, inspirational Queen. That's Kizzy, y'all. She up in the house. Drop us a toast on the timeline, Kizzy, since you brought your tail up in here late. Queen Octavia says, Buenas noches, chica. Yeah. Thank you, Prince of Peace, for putting the ways to donate out there. Alfine says, bonding is to have an authentic, transparent connection. Absolutely, categorically correct. Yes, indeed. Hey, JJ, you in the house? What's up? What's up? Okay, so Kizzy says, yes, sir. Just lit an incense, made a couple of blueberry sage tea, rolled a blunt, and ready to wind down. Yeah, y'all better watch out. She done rolled a blunt, so we all finna get ready to get it. Let them take pride. Hey, LaDante Pride. Hey, I'm drinking on rose wine for those of you that may be coming in line now or late. Josh a rose wine, and also 1738. Thank you for asking. What are you sipping on? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Terrence said again, action speaks louder than words. Queen Kizzy says, it be the small things like in my ministerial days, I'll call down in the morning and my fiance will have the heating pad plugged in and tea bags in my mug ready for me to brew and come back from work and chocolate. The little things that matter. Yes, it does. It's the little things that matter. Thank you for that, Queen Kizzy. Yes, sir. TD said, say that shit, bro. There has to be. Yes, indeed. Alfine says, one doesn't know what love is and how to identify love, so they subject themselves to things today, think is love, what they think is love, sometimes coming from a broken home where yelling and abuse was the example and was set forth, and they adopt it as love. However, as you said, that is not love. Yes, indeed, Alfine. Great point. Queen Octavia says, I think this goes beyond race, just thinking about children of abuse. It moves beyond various markers, but for me, what has been done to us as a people, no, I can't do it. I will not establish an intimate relationship with you. Does that mean that you have some type of prejudice or hatred or anything like that? No. I'm not going to do that with you based upon what we have experienced here, right? So I came up in Jim Crow. I know what Jim Crow is. I know what segregation is. Come up in that. So I know what that is. I experienced that. You are sitting here experiencing history. I know what that is. If you've never experienced that, you may be a little hard pressed to really go in or lean in on that. But I'm not. Been there, done that, right? Let's talk. It's wind down. It's grown folk conversation. Y'all tearing that timeline up. Yes, indeed. Turn up, fam. The Prince of Peace says, one love, TD says. The Kizzy says, Queen Kizzy says, fuck love. I have had people tell me they love me to my face and did me the the dirtiest. I rather I rather authentic and some form of loyalty. Good point. Oh, good point. Queen Octavia says, let me toot my horn just a little. My sugar knows my love language is gifts and food. I'm on the road to my 600-pound life. Laugh out loud. Just joking, but he spoils me. Yes, indeed, Queen Octavia. Queen Kizzy says, Octavia, gonna keep feeding him. Me gonna need that. I'm so big. Okay. Yeah, I play too much out of here, man. Whoa, master teacher, you doing it up, ain't you? Pizzolato, Italian, Sumenti Brute Rose. Okay, okay. That's what you sipping on. Alfine says, listen to this. I grew up in a household where we never said I love you. But through my mom's actions, getting up, going to work, providing for us, each day I knew she loved me, even as she with my even as she with my behind, as she with my behind, she says, I'm doing this because I love you and I want you to do right later in life. Hey, Alfie, did you ever do right later in life? Well, we all got them. We all got that butt whooping, and then all we were all told about, "I'm doing this because I love you." I'm like, "Do you really love me?" Because it's like you're trying to beat the life out of me. You're trying to kill me. We know what that is. We all grew up with that, right? Oh, there she is, y'all, Queen Basu. We shouted you out earlier. If you're still in the room, note that we shouted out uh, Black Moses Freedom Festival. If you're still in the room, please put that on the timeline. Let them know what those dates are if you're still here, okay? Because I know you are so busy, right? Okay. Queen, you and Alfine and Kizzy, I can't do this with y'all, man. Y'all is something else. All right, fam, station identification. You already know this is my boy. Love is for Suckers. He got a book out, right? Love is for Suckers. T. Swin. Men Can't Always Be Wrong podcast. Listen, y'all look him up, man. And he has great music out as well. I don't know how many of y'all know that he's also a rapper. So make sure y'all look him up, okay? T. Swin, Man Can Always Be Wrong podcast. All right? And he also has a podcast, Story Time with T. Swin. And he's been featured on quite a few people's podcasts at this point. Also, hold on, y'all. Also, a little brother of mine, which is DJ Boogie's little brother, Fahid Muhammad, has an excellent book out on financing. Okay? And here it is: The Basics to 101 Guides to Money and Real Estate for Beginners. Okay? Fahid Muhammad. Okay? This is just for our station of identification. All right. Now, also, out of the ATL, remember I mentioned her earlier, Dr. Clear. We just finished up her wellness retreat this weekend. I was there. I was one of the speakers. She has an excellent book out called Creating the Amazing You, and it's dealing with journaling. Okay? ATL, right? Okay. And also, I spoke to you all earlier about who? Rosalind McLean Severin. And her information is on the timeline, okay, fam? Ocean of Thoughts, okay? Now, also, my little cousin, Kafira, Beats Vibration, or I may be incorrectly stating that. I know JP, I put it on the timeline. Um, man, this is her paraphernalia that I'm sporting now. Look at this, y'all. Immaculate. Oh, she has great skill. Oh, look at this. Great skills. Kafira, Uriah, Hall, Cook. Yeah, look at that. Look at that, fam. Whoo, got boy draped. I'm draped. I'm pretty sure it's going to put that on the timeline for you guys. So we're going to get over on the B portion of this. I'm going to take a few more of you guys' comments, and we're going to get out of here. But with that, let's get us a toast in. Is that all right? All right. Salute, salute, salute. Sippers. All right. What is love? Queen Octavia says, I love my people, not just words. I show my support. I bear witness. I agree. Also, I bear witness with Queen Octavia and I. We can bear witness with Queen Alphine that you all see on the timeline. Oh, she's a giver. She shares. We were, oh my God. Okay. At any rate, we were on an excursion with Queen Alphine. And she entreated us like she knew us all of our lives, right? I know she know what love is. I shout you out, Alphine. Yeah. Alphine says, can you make a list of all these books so we can go back at a later time and copy list? Please and thank you in advance. Yes, I'll send you a personal copy of all of the books, Alphine. I'll send it to you. I got you. I'll I'll screenshot them for you and I'll send them to you. Okay. Everybody good? Let me check and see if we got any other donations. Okay. Yes, beaded vibrations. Okay, crafted by Kafara. Under JP Hall. That's the Prince of Peace, guys. Uh, man, look at this. I'm draped. She's a young entrepreneur and she's skilled. Okay? And then shout out once again to my boy, Yeremia Yehoshua, for his support. And again, tonight's podcast is sponsored to you by the Prince of Peace, Queen Octavia, the master teacher, the quantum shifter, the shapeshifter, the code breaker. Also by T Swin, Man Can Always Be Wrong podcast. And also by Rosalind McLean Severn. Also, please, please, please note that every Saturday, again, we're still in the truth session. And man, listen to me. I'm telling you all, master teacher, the quantum shifter, the shapeshifter, the code breaker is giving up free game. He's teaching on the quantum principles. Man, y'all got to catch this information because I promise you, it'll help you further develop what you're doing and it would help you take your journey more ergonomically. Okay? All right? Okay. Okay. All right. So TD says, if I didn't love my people, I would have never policed the way I did. Warning, talking, preparing, and being more of a social worker because I know our people did not always get a fair shake when the law was involved. And I agree with you. I agree with you, TD, because I had that word. I knew that you were on point. And one of the great things about being here in Wind Down Wednesday again, this is a safe space for us to have grown folk conversation, right? Low key therapy with a sip that we can all converse with each other and we may have the solution or the remedy, right? Because one of the things that we make sure that we are is solution driven. These are one of the things that we really want to do is to be solution driven, right? that I can help you with what you have going on. Okay? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, Prince of Peace. The truth session is on fire. So, Alfine says, thank you for this therapy tonight. Blessings. Blessings to you as well, Queen. Thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank all of you all for your support every Wind Down Wednesday. We're not remiss to say with grateful gratitude, we honor you. So, with that in tow, we've come to that space, place, and time where you all know I always say, what? Hold what you got. Muse over it. Cogitate upon it. Ponder on it. Meditate upon it. But by all means, do what? Govern yourselves accordingly. Until next Wind Down Wednesday, I love you. Peace, love, prosperity, and in the words of the Prince of Peace, excellent health.